Welcome to my camera comparison between the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. I'm recording now with the front-facing cameras in 4K with 30 frames per second. It's a beautiful day out here, clear blue sky. So let's check out how well the Xiaomi is holding up against the iPhone's video. On both phones you just have the field of view, which we can see now. You can't zoom out further like you can, for example, do on the Honor Magic 6 Pro. So what you see is what you get. Both have exactly the same field of view. And now we're shooting in 4K with 30 frames per second using the main lenses of both phones here. The picture looks actually very good on both phones. The Xiaomi has a bit more contrast to the picture, while the iPhone seems to be a bit warmer. All judged by what you can see on both screens, obviously. One time face the sun. Sometimes auto the ultra wide on both phones now. Filtering with the ultra wide. Let's cross this bridge. So now some footage in 4K with 60 frames per second. Let's check out one time how well they can zoom both in video mode. So first of all, let's go out to the ultra wide. You can see both have more or less the same field of view here. Now let's zoom in. I will just use the available options on the screen. First of all, 1x, 2x, and 5x. You can pinch to zoom in further. So let's see how far we can go. The maximum being 15x. And now the same on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. We are on the ultra wide going to 1x, 2x, 3.2x, which is the tele lens, and the 5x tele periscope. And also here we can zoom in further digitally. And also here it is capped at 15. Now the maximum zoom of both phones side by side. Let's check out how smooth the transitions are while switching through the lenses, starting with the iPhone. We have the ultra wide to 1x, 2x and 5x, down to ultra wide on 2x, ultra wide 5x, 1x, 5x, 2x, ultra wide to 1. So ultra wide, it is a really smooth transition, And now the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Here we have the ultra wide 1 to 3.2x, which is the telelens, and the periscope at 5. So let's start one time. The ultra wide 1x, 2x, 3.2x, 5x, going all the way down to the ultra wide 3.2, 1x, 5x, 2x, ultra wide 3.2, 5x, 1x, 5x, ultra wide 2x, 5x, and back to the ultra wide. So how I can see it on the screen, it was also looking actually pretty good. I've seen much worse than this. Let's take a look at the action modes, or the super steady mode, Steady Vision Pro on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, and action mode on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra doesn't give you really any option while using this mode. You're stuck on the ultra wide and you can't change the resolution or the frame rate. You are stuck on 30 frames per second with 1080p, while the iPhone gives you the option to shoot in the ultra wide 1x, 2x, and 5x, and it lets you shoot in 2.8K 1080p with 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. Now let's just proceed to walk a little bit faster and see who's there. I will be using the vibrant mode of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra for the upcoming shots, but some taken with the authentic mode are included later as well. The colors are obviously more vibrant on the Xiaomi here. The iPhone maintains more details in the darker areas. Using the 2x digital, the Xiaomi is taking the better picture overall. The same goes for the 5x, which is also due to the vibrant mode making these colors look more beautiful. Let's zoom in on the text up there. 3.2x is the telelens of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. I chose the same length on the iPhone for these shots, but keep in mind that the iPhone uses a digital zoom here. This one clearly goes to the Xiaomi. At 5x, the iPhone does a good job with its telelens against Xiaomi's periscope lens. Going to 10x here, and the iPhone doesn't come close to the clarity of the Xiaomi. Now zooming in on the ad board, and we can see again that the ultra wide and main lens shots are both really good. The 3.2x shots have the obvious winner, while we can see that the 5x shot is looking softer on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. This time around, the iPhone is also doing a good job at 10x. Now let's check out the maximum zoom of the iPhone against the Xiaomi at the same level. The further we zoom in, the bigger the advantage of the Xiaomi gets. One thing I like about the iPhone is that it mostly stays very close in color language, no matter which lens you use. Switching from the ultra wide to the main lens on the Xiaomi, we can see that the colors get boosted suddenly, while they stay pretty much the same on the iPhone. Zooming in further, and the Xiaomi goes back to the colors of the ultra wide shot. Against the color shift while switching between the ultra wide and main lens is quite apparent on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. While zooming, we can again see the superiority of the Xiaomi. Now some more pictures taken with the vibrant mode before we will take a look at the authentic mode. Both of these pictures here are not taken with the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, the authentic mode on the left and the vibrant mode on the right. We can instantly see that the colors are more muted while using the authentic mode. The picture is overall darker too and the contrast is boosted. Let's add the iPhone 15 Pro Max to the mix and we get the brightest picture of the tree from the iPhone. Now we will continue to compare both modes to the iPhone. Using the main lens, the authentic mode is actually not far away from the color of the 15 Pro Max. Here the differences are not that big between the two modes. While the colors are always popping more with the vibrant mode, all three are really close in my eyes. Time for some selfies. No beautifying modes enabled and the iPhone is definitely closer to real life here and more detailed. Using the portrait mode doesn't change anything regarding this, but both are doing a good job with separating me from the background. My face just looks way too soft on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. So now time for some night photos and videos, starting with the front-facing cameras in 4K with 30 frames per second. See that the iPhone is having some issues with the lights in the back. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra is doing a better job here. Also the picture is brighter on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. And of course it is now raining, giving this video a better flare of course off. So here's a street lamp. My face is getting illuminated by this and picture actually looks much better on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra here now. And one more sample with the front-facing cameras, now in 4K with 60 frames per second. This area is not that well lit, and I literally can see nothing on the iPhone. I can see some noisy mess on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, where I can see a little bit of an outline from my face. Now it's getting a little bit brighter here because the light is approaching, but still it takes some time till the iPhone is catching up. And let's walk here. Yeah, in this kind of scenarios the front-facing camera is quite useless. Now some footage in 4K with 60 frames per second using the main lenses of both phones. See, both phones are having the same issue with the lamps. This reflection is jumping around here. This lens flare issue. Judging by what I can see on the screen, there's not a huge difference, but the iPhone looks a bit better. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra does have a night mode for video recording, and this one is activated now. It is just available while shooting in 4K with 24 frames per second, so no higher frame rate. I adjusted the frame rate on the iPhone also to 24 frames. I have the even frame rate here now. First observation is already that the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is quite brighter than the iPhone 15 Pro Max here now. This area is actually also quite well lit. See here the lamps. So take a left now here. Before this, let's flip the phone. See my face here now, but I can't. So we'll just turn left here now. For the night portion of this video, I will start with the auto mode on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra for the pictures. It does have a dedicated night mode, which I will use later on. The iPhone doesn't have this kind of mode and automatically turns it on whenever it feels the need. So you can see it down here whenever that's the case. In my previous video with the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, I realized that it has issues with zooming at night. This issue is quite obvious while using the 5x lenses side by side. This ultra-wide shot lost some details on the Xiaomi, especially on that wall from that building. It is better on the main lens and the 3.2x shot is more detailed on the Xiaomi, but this advantage isn't as big as it was at day. The 5x is again better on the iPhone. The light over here keeps on changing the colors and the ultra-wide shot of the iPhone is slightly brighter, though both aren't really good. The Xiaomi generally has a softer image, something many people prefer. The 3.2x shot looks this time much better on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. The iPhone is again taking the brighter image on all pictures. Just with the main lens, the Xiaomi is as bright, but unfortunately also more blurry. Both phones struggle to capture the light sign up here and the iPhone is adding weird artifacts due to it. A constant issue of the iPhone, especially at night. At 3.2x, the iPhone is just way too bright and you could get the idea that someone threw a flashbang into the shop. The Xiaomi is doing a good job and you can now even make out the text of the sign. At 5x, both are doing a better job while the Xiaomi fails to capture the color of the light sign accurately. And here another round where we can see that the Xiaomi has more often than not issues to capture blurry-free pictures while zooming at night. Now we take some pictures with a dedicated night mode of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. We will zoom in on this trio of abandoned rental scooters over there. Once again, the ultra-wide on the Xiaomi captures less light, and the shot with the main lens is in my eyes better here, also capturing more details in the darker areas. The 3.2x shot is once again superior and at 5x it is again failing to focus properly. Here the ultra-wide shots are quite close actually, while at 1x the Xiaomi is slightly better. This gap gets again bigger at 3.2x and at 5x the Xiaomi is this time doing a better job than before, although the iPhone has the more detailed shot. This area is well lit, so both are quite close. The colors again shift too much for my taste on the Xiaomi between the ultra-wide and the main lens. And this last area here has very poor lighting. The ultra-wide of the Xiaomi is really suffering the less light we have available, while the iPhone is doing a decent job. At 1x both are handling the scene rather good. Zooming in further and both are suffering under the lighting condition. And that was my camera comparison between the Xiaomi 14 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I think both phones offer a great camera system, but there are some areas where both phones have their issues. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra is superior when it comes to zooming, but there is a day and night difference. Literally, if you zoom at day, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra can't be beat by the iPhone. In most cases, it is doing the better job. At night, it is another story. The iPhone is very often at least on par, if not even better. Xiaomi 14 Ultra is struggling with the telelenses, especially with a 5x. It is sometimes difficult to get a blurry-free shot. I hope they can fix this with a firmware update, but for now I would just recommend using the main lens at night, even though I felt that the colors were off using the main lens. The color shift between the different lenses, especially ultra wide and main lens, was too big for my taste. The iPhone is more consistent when it comes to the colors between all lenses. When it comes to video, the iPhone is in my still the best, even though the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is doing also a very good job. But overall, the iPhone is still the king here. The night video mode is pretty much useless. It boosts the colors, the brightness and overall quality, but as long as you are moving while filming, which most of us probably will do anyway with a smartphone, it is pretty much not usable afterwards anymore, because the picture is totally not stable and it is no fun to watch this afterwards. But what is your opinion about both phones? Which of those two camera systems do you prefer? If you enjoyed this video, give a like. A sub would be also nice. I have some stuff planned for the upcoming months. I hope you will stick with me, and I will see you in the next one.